This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Pro Flowers. Let me make your life easy for you. Pro Flowers is my go-to for flowers. They're fresh, they're priced right, and they're a perfect gift for literally anyone at any time, really. They get delivered straight to the recipient's door, and bouquets are guaranteed fresh for 7 days or your money back. Their website's super easy to use. You can schedule your delivery anytime that you want. People don't even need to be there. They show up at the door and they come home with flowers. See, most people will wait until anniversaries or birthdays to send flowers, but I love sending Gia the Pro Flowers randomly. Got to keep her on her toes. And honestly, it always surprises me how happy it makes her. Like, she legitimately gets happy about it. Super easy. You can just do it. And right now, Pro Flowers has a special offer for just our listeners. Get $10 off your purchase of $29 or more. This deal works on best-selling gifts like their 100 Blooms bouquet, a dozen red roses, or even all their weird, totally unique plant gifts. Go to proflowers.com and enter code GREGGY at checkout to get the special deal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Top of the evening to you.
Back into a t-shirt. Last week he was wearing that collared shirt. No more, he said.
To be honest with you, I like the collared shirt, but I don't like the way I look in the collared
Casual
shirt.
Wednesday.
Here's what I want to say. I
got a foopy right here.
Here's what we're gonna say.
like
Here's what I'm gonna say. Is that you looked really good in this shirt yesterday and last night. And I know what you're talking about because I took photos of you last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's not going to like it if he has the little gut. The gut isn't like it was. You've lost weight, sir.
As you know, it's been widely publicized now. A lot of mainstream media outlets pick this up. I am in a Jackman off.
You are in a Jackman off.
At Darren Braz on Twitter.
Sure.
He has challenged me to a Hugh Jackman off to see on our anniversary, January 5th.
2018?
18? You said Satan. I'm not sure. That kind of underload. So whichever one of us looks more like Hugh Jackman by then wins a steak dinner.
Okay.
He's probably going to win. Actually, one of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to stick with it and win, or we're both just going to forget about this.
You don't think you can do it?
I think I got this stuff.
I was watching Glow where they did that medicine ball thing.
Yeah,
that
I
seemed
do
like
that
that's what it'd be.
like that last Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a video I saw. James Harrison, former Pittsburgh Steeler, was playing volleyball with a medicine ball.
Oh, Jesus
And they were catching him. He was like, it was like 2v2.
There's no way he was actually like.
No, they were catching him and like fucking hunking him over. They'd catch it. They'd fucking throw it back. Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
That seems like a recipe for really
blowing
hurt.
out something.
Yeah.
Blow something.
James Harrison.
Chris Harrison is the host of The Bachelor.
Oh, I thought you said Chris Hansen, the host of To Catch a Predator.
Yeah,
After The Bachelor
To catch a medicine ball.
There was Family
I have the
Feud,
chat. I have the
hosted
chat
by
logs.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And God, I love that man.
Steve Harvey's
Steve
amazing.
Harvey.
He's
What?
So bad.
I hate him.
Dude, he's the worst.
How did this not come up in your... What do you mean he's the worst?
He's just
Harvey's
the
a piece of
worst.
shit.
Like, I just...
What?
He's the most, like... I just love what... It's always this... He has three facial expressions, and he just jumps between the three. And there's not even, like, a transition between it.
Steve Harvey's awesome. What don't you like about Steve
He's a
Harvey?
piece of shit.
The O-face.
There's
You see all
videos.
those emails and
There's
shit going
videos
on
of
about
him like that people have got like a bunch of footage of him saying really dumb things on TV. Stuff about like women and atheists and stuff like that. It's like
atheists.
he's like, well, if you're an atheist, I want nothing to do with you. What do you?
So
Did
that's
you see
the-
you saw that email stuff that went around about him, right? Where he was like,
Oh, but that's like I can understand.
I kind of
that.
understand that.
I
totally get
feel
that.
often, if I'm being honest, I need to send that email around here. Because I can't fucking go from this room to the other room to get my job done without somebody coming over. The only one of you that doesn't give me any hard time that makes my day better is Cool Greg.
Well,
What email are you talking about?
Steve Harvey sent. By the way, that's the pure one. Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
This is the man with the most pretentious hair in video games, Andy Cortez.
That's fucking
no,
bullshit.
I'm sorry.
So-
Pretentious hair, most pretentious beard. It's been proven. We put it up on the poll.
Pieces of shit.
Fuck you.
Twitter had it say. Twitter had it say.
It did.
Resoundingly, by the way, you lost by a lot.
Yeah, both you drink. You sip your little pretentious sodas
Didn't
there.
lose
and
by a
enjoy
lot. It was 52 to 48.
Exactly. Steve Harvey sent out an
I've seen
email.
it both ways.
Steve Harvey sent out an email to his staff that was basically like, hey, and I'm paraphrasing a lot here. Hey, a lot of you are swooping on me in the halls and doing this thing, so here are the rules. From now on, the only way to talk to Steve Harvey, that's me, is to book time and put it on the calendar. If I'm walking to my dressing room, don't fucking come up and talk to me and do all this. And it came off kind of assholey, but also like, hey, I just need to get my job done. Can everybody not stop me every 5 seconds or
I'm into that.
not knock on my door? Just come on in.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you judge from the outside and you're like, wow, that's a really, like the way it was phrased, you're like, fuck, that is harsh. And that's kind of a dick thing. But you don't know.
It was to the point.
It wasn't Yeah, it was skating the line to the point. It could have been like, hey, everyone, please respect my...
His response was, maybe I should have phrased it differently, but I stand by the email.
Yeah, no,
of like,
sure.
I need to get my job done. And you're all in here in my face. I haven't seen these videos you're talking about. I'd like you to present some proof after this. Because I would like to know this. Because I appreciate Steve Harvey's humor. I appreciate his facial expression. Yeah,
Also,
what don't you like about Steve Harvey?
I appreciate Steve Harvey.
Like, I just like that he's Steve Harvey. He's just like that guy that you can fill him into any
Decoy
game
octopus.
show.
Yeah.
He's decoy octopus. He's just there.
So what don't you like about him? I'm not saying I'd watch his
There's nothing
shows.
special about him. I would never be like, I'm happy he's hosting this show. We need to cast him in every movie.
So let's quiet down for 1 second then.
Yeah.
Where'd he come down on Guy Fieri?
Ferrari?
Fieri?
If I'm being honest, don't have enough to have an opinion on him.
Okay.
I know a lot of people hate him.
Exactly,
because
because he's popular and he's fun. That's the problem.
Is he funny?
No, fun, I said.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people hate him. I think it's just like a funny thing to make fun of him.
Sure. And that's the
but
problem.
I don't
Everybody just
think
wants to
people
tear
hate
everybody
him.
down. Everyone wants to tear
I don't
everybody
think
down.
people hate him.
Not Nick and I.
I think that there's...
How do I always get the one that's falling apart?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm with Tim. I don't know enough about Guy. Is it Fieri?
Fieri.
Fieri.
I don't know a lot enough about him. I've seen him at his show. He seems loud and abrasive, but I got used to you.
Exactly. That's the thing. I see a lot of parallels between me and Guy,
do.
and that's why I feel like I got to stick up for him once in a while.
I appreciate
People
that.
don't understand how good he is at his job. I've watched it. I think we've done a topic.
Yeah,
on
we
this,
have.
haven't
You did. We did a topic on Guy Fieri.
All right, fine. Well, you know nothing about him. Great. Topic really award. If you didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny.
I don't like that you hijacked my last statement there and then went right into the intro.
Because that was a good, funny. Look at
He's
yucking it up.
Fuck you, Andy. Do not fucking support this bad behavior right now.
What's the bad
Chuckles McGee over
behavior?
there.
I'm keeping the show going. I'm hosting here,
Choo-choo.
left and right. You know that choo-choo motherfucker.
God, you know
They're
what?
going
Fine. But I will not stomach this bad speak about Steve Harvey. He is an amazing actor. He can be literally, we've proven over the years, he can be plugged into any movie possible and still make it.
Now what do you have to
working
say,
cast.
Cortez?
I'll show you the video afterwards.
All right, fine. I'll change my opinion accordingly.
If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where a couple of bucks gets you a whole bunch of stuff. You can watch it live like so many of you are right now, because we do a thing where we show it live while we record it. If you give us a buck, this one's worth the buck too. If you don't want to give us a buck, you can give us more money. Get the show ad-free as an MP3 or a video, or a whole bunch of other crazy perks and goodies and crazy shit we do. You want to give us no money, no big deal. You can head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put the show up topic by topic, day by day, until it goes up as one big MP3 and video. Yeah, okay. Day by day. There it is. Fresh right over, different everywhere. Nick, what's your topic?
My topic is comedy.
Yep, you did it last night. We all went and saw you. The timeline is fucked for you at home, but no big deal. You were great. You were funny. We enjoyed it.
Get off the stage, loser!
I wanted to yell that so bad.
I wanted you to. You know, I was reminiscing, as we do when we come in the morning, about last night's festivities with Greg, and I was like, I've done about probably 20 open mics right now, and the only person ever to outwardly boo me is Greg Miller.
But I booed you in the right context.
No, I said a very distasteful joke, which was the point. I was fucking around with the audience, and you gave me the nice boo, and I played off.
Was it a
very
boo?
nice.
I thought it was just a groan, kind of.
I thought
It was good.
I mean,
It
luckily,
was good.
anytime I want, I recorded the entire
did.
performance.
He
So we can
did.
go back and we can see
He
what
did a
it
great
was.
job.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
We
Thank
can
you again for
reference
that.
this,
Nick,
Kevin.
set the scene for us. Where were we?
last
Why
night-
were we there? Who was there?
So I've been doing open mics for a few months now, just because I've always wanted to do. Just finally got up the steam to go and do it. And the main place that I do it at is a place called Brainwash Cafe, which is down off of Folsom Street. This is a cafe / laundromat. It is very much.
But they have a performance space.
They have a small performance space that's a little tiny elevated stage that people can do open mic on. And the place is older. It's very much, you can tell it's not from this era. It looks like it's kind of stuck in 1998, like during the original .com bust.
Yeah, Reality Bites got filmed there. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. But it's cool. It's got its own little charm.
Matthew Broderick
If I-
running around.
If I can throw out
Yeah.
a fun Easter egg
Sure.
for people who have listened to me podcast for years and years and
Oh,
years
yeah.
and years and years and years and
This
years.
blew my mind yesterday.
This is Damon Hatfield and Ryan Gettys performed music at Brainwash Cafe I'll say 9 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe a full decade ago, and Damon still calls it the worst venue he had ever played.
Really?
And it was, I remember it being there for that show and how
Sure.
bad it was and how they couldn't make the audio work and all this different. It's a different setup now. It worked fine last night. You could hear everybody.
For stand-up, I think you don't really need too much. You just need a
True.
speaker and a microphone, and they have like 3 of those Home Depot lights that you bought when you were like getting into filmmaking when you were a kid. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
That's so funny. Yeah, exactly.
But that's
also though, it's like it's not too big, so even
No.
if your mic didn't work, like
people
everyone
can
would still hear you.
And they've got a little monitor. Anyway, so long story short, I've been going there along with a few other open mics around the city for a few months now, and the guy that hosts that particular showcase named Tony Sparks, really great guy.
Tony Sparks.
You think that's his real name?
No, I think it's a stage name.
It was awesome.
I don't know him enough, but
How does he spell it?
Sparks is in
SPARX.
No, there's no X.
Fuck.
No, I think it's just error. You can find him on
Fucked up.
Facebook. He's kind of like a father figure to a lot of the open micers. He runs this one every day. So there's every day. there's an
Every
open-
day?
Every day. 6:30. Except for Saturdays and Sundays, I believe it's at 4:30. And he's very, very cool at making sure that everyone understands this is a space where people are welcome and you are training and you are just working your shit out and like you were supposed to be. Basically, he starts every show the same way, which I absolutely adore. First off, he calls everyone humans, which I think is great.
Yeah, it
Humans.
sounds weird.
Humans.
Humans.
I wasn't into that.
I was like, are you an alien? Are you a
You get into
robot?
it after a while though, because you're like, the message is it's supposed to be very positive. It's like we're all just one people. But he's also very
Not a fan of
accepting
that.
he's like, look, this is a place where it's supposed to be not necessarily a safe space, but like this is a very accepting space.
It's
People
a
are gonna come in
comedy
here
safe
and they're gonna
space.
do shit and they're gonna say things. They're just working out stuff. Just be accepting and like don't judge, good or bad. And I really appreciate that. And I look for, when I go to look for new things, like new experiences like that, I look for environments like that. I'm not a guy that can go into the do or die environment and thrive. I just can't do that. I like collaboration. I like people that I can see that are working through their stuff because it makes me feel at home. But I did a set about a month ago, actually today, that really it was the first time my material started kind of coming together and it flowed in such a way that I got a lot of laughs. And when I came off stage, he was like, yo, that was really, really that was really good. You're really coming along. I do a showcase the last Tuesday of every month called Cookies and Comedy. It's basically the same thing it's what you guys saw last night. He picks 5 to 6 up and coming comedians, just new to the area that no one's seen really before, haven't been a part of the showcase, and we get to go first. And you invite people and have fun. And obviously, I to be honest, stacked the deck in my favor a lot on this one because the entire front row was you guys. It was you guys, my wife, my buddy Scotty that came up he was just randomly in town.
Big Dick Scotty.
Yeah,
Big Dick Scotty.
So you guys all came and that was awesome. And it was great too because last week I'd done the same venue, roughly the same time, and completely bombed. And then I was like, fuck this. I'm going to come back the next day and do it again. Because I'm like, I got to just jump right back in, right?
Yeah.
Get back in the swimming pool.
Get in there.
And I did it again and I failed even worse. And I was like, this showcase on Tuesday is going to be a nightmare. And no one's going to laugh. And then Kevin's going to come and Kevin's just going to shake his head. And he's going to make fun of me for the rest of my life on it. And of course, I'm giving Kevin absolutely zero credit. You guys were all fucking awesome and super supportive.
Well, so what's interesting to me is I said this in my Instagram post, but like I think us being there was to your detriment. Where I felt like it really felt like you were kind of leaning and like feeling the need to like look at us and like make jokes to us.
Sure.
Whereas like I thought you fucking killed it.
Thank
it was
you.
so
100%.
impressive.
You were awesome.
Thank you.
And like seeing all the other people, I mean, to be honest, I was impressed by not everyone, but most people. Where I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, I was expecting much more of a train wreck.
Same here.
From this, and it wasn't. Like people were prepared, they knew what they were doing, and they worked the crowd. And it was just like, it's always a hard thing, especially when you're in a small space like that, where as an audience member, you still kind of need to perform.
Yeah, you
Like,
need to give back a little bit
Yeah,
as far as
it's-
energy wise.
exactly.
That can be the problem. Like last week, the thing I noticed was that I went on. So to put in context, you go there at 6. The showcase started at 6:30. I think I went on around 7:15, which is right around the time where that particular audience was warmed up. You guys were like, okay, we're into this. Everyone had a couple drinks. Everyone was having a good time.
The girls had far too much canned wine.
The girls had a lot of canned wine. Speaking of which, canned wine, never a great idea or a great idea.
Great idea.
Depending on how you look at it. So that was great. But the week prior to that, I think I'd gone on at 9, and it was everyone was tired. Because the other big problem is when you go to these open mics, it's all comedians, and either they're all just waiting to go on, or they're all waiting to go on, and they've heard your set already. So imagine trying to workshop your jokes in front of an audience that doesn't like they're there to support you, but honestly they're just there to go on and have already heard your set 5 times. It's very difficult. That's actually one of the like from what I understand, that room at Brainwash is very, very difficult for the most part because you don't have outside people coming in. It's not like it's a bar. It's specifically when people go there, it is to just hone that craft. So that can be very, very like fucking nerve-wracking and completely demoralizing.
Well, so it was interesting to see kind of go from the showcase where it was the 5 or 6 that they had, and I would say that at least 5 of them were very solid. There was one that I was like, all right, cool.
Still working through stuff. Yeah.
Definitely the weaker side of this, but I still I appreciated that they still really gave it their all, and like even when they fucked up, or like took a second, we're like, all right, cool, I can figure this out, and like kept going.
Yeah.
And like the room was very like, all right, and they were right there with them, right? Then once the open mic part started, and it started being the more like we stayed for maybe 4 people after something like that, because the open mic ones were a lot quicker. Like your guys' showcase, you had up to 8 minutes if you wanted to use that, right?
Yeah, so that was the other thing too, was I came in normally at that during the busier times, actually pretty much for the most part at Brainwash, you're getting 3 minutes. That you get 3 minutes to do what you're gonna do, and that's it. When I got there tonight, I wasn't sure what the actual, we wouldn't even know how much time we had because he allots kind of time. And then if you get there, it's like, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, you 5 minutes, you 8 minutes. So he said to me, I got 8 minutes. And I was like, cool. I have 4 minutes of material that I ever rehearsed. I do not know. So I went back and I made notes on all the things that I wanted to workshop, and I was able to work a few of those pieces in. But I realized that, like, and I had my wife time it when I walked off stage. It was 6 minutes, and Tony was okay. He's like, "Do whatever you want to do. This is
you're
your 8
fucking
minutes.
dead. You'll never play Brainwash again."
Yeah, exactly. But that's part of the fun is that you want to challenge yourself, right? Is like 3 minutes used to be daunting to me. Now I can do 3 minutes. I know I can do 3 minutes. Anyone can do it. So 5 minutes is a little bit harder, especially when you start bombing. You're like 5 minutes is an eternity when no one laughs. 8 minutes, I mean, I've only done it.
Does that still sound lofty to you?
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
It does. Because I've been now to a lot of comedy shows since I started doing this. I've been starting to go, every time I'm in LA, I try to pick up a show at the store. And those guys the pros do 15 minutes. Those are their sets. And that is a long time to not be funny or to fucking kill. But like, it's one of those things where when they walk on and you see someone kill, it goes by like that. You're like, oh, I don't want this guy to leave.
Yeah.
But I saw this one guy that had literally, and oftentimes comedians will, like, if they do a special, if they do something else where the material's out there and recorded, they'll throw it away and they'll start over. And if you catch someone that's just starting over, it can be very interesting and very painful. And I caught that the first time I went to the second time I went to the comedy store.
Well, so it's interesting. That's what I was seeing with the open mic stuff. Like once they hit that part, it was very clear they are struggling with their set or whatever, and they're learning how to. What's the best way to read notes? Should I have things on my hand? Should I have a notebook? Should I have my phone out? And I liked that everyone kind of had a different strategy. Yeah. But like, have you seen? Were there people in this showcase, or have you seen people that started being kind of awkward and bad get better?
Yeah, me.
But I mean, besides you, like, have you seen other people in the time that you've been doing it?
I mean, I've seen people. This is the weird part about it. My first time I went there, I saw 3 comedians that I'm like, these guys are really, really good. Then I saw them a week later, different room, didn't get a laugh. And I was like, that's so weird. And it's vice versa, right? I've seen people that I'm like, this guy's never like gonna get it. And then a week later, I'm like, I'm laughing at this fucking guy. Exactly.
The goat guy. Doing the goat joke.
But I mean, honestly, I'm at a level right now where I don't really have the proper like tools to gauge whether or not someone's got it or not. And honestly, it's an art form that revolves around discipline. So if people keep coming back, they're going to get better at it. You're going to get better at it if you're good at self-evaluating and, you know, smart enough to record your sets and go back and look and see what happened and constantly generating new material.
When you say you bombed, do you think that is you putting yourself under a microscope, doing all because with your set last night, I don't understand how you could fuck that up. It was good. It was, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand how that could bomb last week. I understand like when you first start and you're stumbling and you forget your punchline or something like that. That's different. But like going out there, is it just that there's quiet and you consider that bombing?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, so imagine the same audience after all that. Put 20 more comedians in front of you of open micers, people that are good, some are bad, some are just like up there to tell a story, just to figure something out in their own personal space, and then go on after that. And you just get to a point where people are tired and they don't want to laugh.
Now, is Tony Sparks like fucking hosting those events too?
Yeah. Is he doing the laugh then?
Yeah, he does that every
once in a while.
Tony Sparks
laugh.
He's a good dude.
I like Tony Sparks.
He's a great host.
Yeah,
Tony's
like,
been doing it forever.
Created a great environment.
I feel like it'd be hard for you to bomb in some spots because like he kind of makes you feel like you have to laugh. Like
Yeah.
with some of the comedians, even when they weren't laughing, I still laughed just so they wouldn't feel bad.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Of
You
course,
know,
of
like,
course.
and I feel like Tony Sparks would
But I
kind of
understand that you getting tired.
into that
you know,
shit.
Somebody's
You
tired.
get tired,
Yeah,
and
sure.
also, and then there's the other thing too. Is last night, I went on at 7:15, not 9:30. I had energy. You guys gave me energy. There is something to be said for walking in, and you guys know, you guys have done Kind of Funny Live now. Walking in front of a crowd that knows you is a different experience than walking in front of a crowd that couldn't give a shit about you. Like I had nothing. Like again, when I say that the deck was stacked in my favor, it truly was, because you guys are gonna laugh at me at some point. I know I'm gonna get a laugh at you guys. I know what I have to do to get a laugh at you guys, right? And the whole room's gonna feel that, and they're gonna feed off of that. But like I did. I mean, there's so many things that play into it. It's like any other performance, right? There's how you're feeling, how the crowd's feeling. Is your timing off? Did you eat? Are you tired? Are you worn out? Like, are you giving the energy that you're supposed to be giving? And is that working? And if not, are you going to pivot, or are you just going to nose dive into the fucking ground? And it gets like, you can feel when a joke doesn't hit and you follow it up with something that you think is going to hit and it doesn't hit again. It is a palpable feeling in the air of awkwardness.
And so what? Then you just keep powering on. You just keep going.
You just got to, yeah. I mean, that's part of the. I mean, I don't want to say fun because that's fucking horrible, but that's part of the process.
That's part of the leveling
Get
up
better
and
every day.
building
It's
at
like
it.
anything else. Like
yeah.
the first time you do anything, right? You're going to be bad at it, and you
100%.
can either be frustrated with it, or you can go, I'm just going to find something good in this
Sure.
and go from there. And what I've started doing is recording myself so I can see, is it me? Is it them? Is it the jokes? What is it? What can I glean from this failure that can help me kind of move forward and do it better the next time?
Are you already at the point where you've removed jokes from your set, ones that didn't do well and stuff like that? Okay.
There's a ton of jokes. Well, yes, but I added most of them back in last night though, and retooled them a little bit before. Because 8 minutes is a long time. I've had a bunch of jokes. I have a joke about bidets right now that I'm really trying to figure out. But I just keep saying the word butthole, and it makes me laugh, obviously, because of the shit we do.
Play to the audience. Play to the
It's
audience.
not, most people are like, why is he
making bongo jokes?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, that's also part of the fun, right? It's just like you get
Who's
the opportunity.
Moses and
I mean, you know
Joe
this.
Biden?
You just get the opportunity to have people's undivided attention for a few minutes.
Sure.
How
And
much
it's
of
fun.
it? How much of it is you just strictly memorizing what you wrote?
It's not for me right now. It's not memorizing so much as knowing how to get in and get out of the joke. So it's more about bullet points. So no, like you guys have done presentations before, right? Like remember when you guys did, you guys have done like PowerPoint presentations. You know what you're kind of gonna say. You just need to remember like whatever the key phrase is. It's gonna get you into it. So last night I wrote down like 12 things that are just reminders. So if I forgot what I was going to do, I could look it up.
Where'd you write it down?
Then I forgot that I wrote them down, so I didn't
Yeah.
actually reference.
Because you
them
didn't
all.
have anything.
No, I wrote them down on my I wrote them down on my notepad because I was going to actually just pull this out and reference it the whole time so I can just see what the whole 8 minutes sounded like, and I totally forgot to pull it out. I just got caught up in everything.
I had a lot of fun. Like I thought
I'm
it was
glad.
it was super fun to see people, and like I liked seeing people do good. I like people seeing them not do so well because I feel
love
like
seeing that.
because I liked that they were trying. Like
Yeah.
there was nobody that I was like, fuck, they feel like shit right now. It was just like, oh, everyone's really like going for this. And I'm interested. So what right now these guys are all workshopping their 3 minutes or whatever to get to a point to be on a showcase that's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're saying the pros do 15 minutes. Obviously the
pros can do an hour,
is the like
obviously, yeah.
special, but 15 is the set.
15
standard.
having a really tight, strong 15, I think is a goal for a lot of comedians.
So for you, what is your next step then? You're going to keep doing this circuit, try to like nail that 5 minutes, but then is
right.
there a step above brainwash? Like is there a step where it's like
definitely. So right now I have earmarked and I've started to go to the Punchline on Sundays. Punchline does a new comedians like SF showcase, and what you do there is you kind of just show up as many times as you can, and the guy that runs that will hopefully eventually give you 5 minutes. And if you get to go up there and you do well in the 5 minutes, then you keep coming back, and then he'll eventually give you another 5 minutes. And then if that's the case, if they like you enough, he'll invite you in front of the club owners to actually audition to be a part of basically a paid regular. So they'll put you in when bigger comedians come, they'll put you in those showcase to open for them. So if you get put in the Punchline, you get put in basically the Punchline here. I think there's one in Sacramento, and then there's Cobb's. They run Cobb's as well.
Oh, it's them. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's that same group of people. And obviously like the paid portion is not why I'm doing this. I'm doing it just for the exposure and the fun and just the self gratification of just getting better at something that I know can better me all around.
What is your end goal?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one.
Do you?
Yeah. You're doing a fucking special. We're going to get a special, and I want to get it on Netflix. That is a real thing that I want us to do.
All right.
I don't know how. I really this is like yesterday on the show that you would have heard last week. We were talking about like goal, like what is the next goal or whatever. Like I totally want to set an unreasonable goal of I want Nick Scarpino
unreasonable,
to get it on Netflix. I think is the big challenge.
Yeah.
Shooting an hour special.
Oh, I can
That's
shoot.
just
I
on
mean,
Nick.
I could shoot an hour special tomorrow, and it won't be good, but we can do it.
But I'm saying
yeah,
I
you're
want
right.
something
The
good
goal is
enough
to
that
do
we can
something
get there because I want to get you in front of the world. And I think that's how you do it. What I appreciate about you more than anything about this is that not only are you doing it, but you're doing it the hard way. Like it's because I've seen so many like not so much comedians but rappers go through this where I'm like I would never go to an open mic. I would never recommend that an up and coming artist go through that grind because that's such an old school mentality where it's like you could just get famous doing something else and be like, by the way, I do this thing too.
Right.
And like you have a Twitter following, like a sizable Twitter. I would bet that you have more followers than everyone that you've ever done stand up with combined,
Probably.
right?
Yeah.
But you're not using that to your advantage
Not
at
yet.
all.
Well, that's
Not
which
yet.
is the key. Which is the key. And I think that is so cool because you're going to build up the actual skill and talent so that it's not just a bunch of fake bullshit. You know?
Well, I mean, that's again part of the reason why I'm not like this is just fun for me is obviously because we have this, right? We've built this. This is my real life. This is my real job. Comedy to me is, I don't want to say a hobby because it's not that. It's much more meaningful to me than that. But I don't have the pressure of having to succeed there. So I can just go have fun and experiment and do that. But yeah, I mean, the goal, that would be a great goal, but I'm not gonna, that's pretty far down the road. Like a lot of comedians don't get Netflix specials for like
Here's
10,
what I
15
to float.
years.
Here's what I want to float. And this is meta comedy, but stick with me. I say, not the Netflix special yet, but we do the Kind of Funny presents the Nick Scarpino 1 hour stand-up special, and we put it on YouTube as a thing, but it's just your 5-minute set, and you're like, well, that's all I have. And you just put the microphone and leave, and it's just, and then it's a 55 minutes of just the
Just
fucking
it
man.
cuts out, and the crowd, I guess, is like, well, I guess we're gonna just leave now. I guess we'll get some popcorn later or something. Yeah, but no, I mean, to your point, like, yeah, that's the thing. To me, like, taking a cue from what we do here, there's really is like no shortcuts. Like you can have shortcuts, you can do that stuff, but those aren't the people that I admire. The people I admire are the guys like us that are just, you got to put the work in every day. You know, like that's what I've learned from you guys. It's like it's all of this while is super fun, but there's also a grind that comes along with it that can wear you down. But that's also can make you a lot stronger if you're willing to just accept that, you know. And for me, it's really cool to look up to other comedians and then walk
Jim
into
Brewer.
a venue. Jim Brewer's a great comedian. Why you keep fucking with him?
guy.
Was he in what was the movie with him and Dave Chappelle about weed?
The goat.
All right, you know what?
I can picture Harlan Williams too. It's great.
Yeah, fucking.
Fuck. Mary
It
Jane
was
in
the movie.
the
It
bar.
was like the movie
Blue
that-
Streak.
No.
That's Martin Lawrence.
Oh, I got to block
Chappelle's
out
in
my
that too.
Tap me if you figure it out.
Oh, that's right. He is in that.
Kevin, can you? Jim Brewer, Dave Chappelle, weed. Half baked.
God damn it. Yeah, half baked. Fuck you. You're cool. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
No, but I mean it's super cool, and obviously like right now, you know, I'm inspired by everything that's happening with Netflix. Like there's thousands of comedy specials happening with Netflix. They're really doing a big push to like promote that and to produce that kind of content. So it's cool. It's very cool. But I mean to be able to go from like checking out, which I did a couple times. I'm just going to check out this open mic to then doing a showcase at the open mic and then having my sights set on potentially one day being able to perform at the Punchline where, you know, you walk in and they've got pictures of everyone that's been there, including like Robin Williams, Dave Chappelle, every big comedian's done the Punchline.
Brewer.
So
I guarantee Jim Brewer has done the
be,
Punchline.
that would be a 15-minute
guy.
set.
That would be a set. I think that's a 4 to 7 minute set for
okay.
that showcase. And then I don't know beyond that. I don't have the education. I'm sure that once you get put in the system and you're actually a person they call up to do sets, you do 15 minutes.
We should do
it could be
comedy.
5. I don't know.
Totally.
We should do this.
I tell you guys, you all are great at it. You guys.
But we should do
totally
like
all
Andy
it.
Kaufman style, where like I'm in the crowd and I'm like heckling you, and you come off and stab me. Like, but not you like with a little knife, and I go like, pff, I like spray the ketchup all over your face.
Method.
And we're like, good night.
Method comedy.
Yeah.
You can do that. There are guys that do stranger shit than that I've seen. Yeah.
What's the strangest thing you've seen?
There is a guy, I don't know his name,
Jim Brewer.
but it's definitely not. I think I think we would all recognize Jim Brewer if he walked into an open mic at a live.
like,
Hey guys. Have you seen Half Baked, Cool Greg?
Nah. Yeah, I was gonna say he's way too. young.
No, there are just guys that go in there and just do crazy shit. Like there's one guy that does it's hard to describe. It's like an inside meditation thing that he does where he's like, he'll start with this and then he goes into like a radio program. and it's just super fast-paced radio, and then it just stops, and then it just like walks off stage.
Wow, okay.
And you're like, and the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And he went for all 5 minutes. And then hit on the dot, like, you know, they hold up the 1 minute sign. And he was like, yada, 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 yada. And then right at 5 minutes, he stopped and he's like, and that's how I meditate. And then like walked off. And it was fucking awesome. I was like, that was hilarious.
prog
No, it was
comedy.
like one big troll. He was just trolling the shit out of the audience.
rush
That's
of
his-
stand-up.
That's the joke.
Interesting.
But so, you know, that's kind of like more performance art than it is stand-up comedy. But that's what he wanted to do.
That's what I'm into.
That's
I
his
like
thing.
that shit.
That's comedy, man.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're all performers, like every one of us here. It's just, to me, this is something I wanted to try. So, and
I'm
it's
glad you did.
Super fun.
It's really cool that
It
you're
was
doing
awesome.
it. A lot of people
Thanks,
say
guys.
stuff they want to do, and it's awesome to see you say it and then go do it.
Yeah,
You've been great
Especially
about
because
that,
it's so
though.
fucking hard. Like
Yeah.
I admire your dedication to this because it's something that I could never do because it's just so.
Yeah, you could.
I like, dude. I hate sitting in the crowd, Nick. I cannot be up there.
You're funny as fuck. You guys are all funny as fuck. You guys all have it in you to do
being
this
in the
if you
crowd.
wanted
I
to
was
do this.
so worried of having somebody bomb because I just can't do it, man.
See, but at the same time, like you, even you, I'm impressed by you because I know how you are. I know how uncomfortable you are and awkward you are with that shit. But then when people, all the comedians gave Andy shit, all of them, they all singled you out, and you were fucking right there, man. You gave them exactly what they
I
needed.
did.
You know?
Well, I mean, I want to help them out. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying to
you
help them
did it,
out.
though.
Yeah.
But that's
they also
great.
picked on your wife a lot.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god,
Every
that made me
single-
so happy.
She
Oh, I'm sure she
hates
hated
that.
it. It was great though.
Oh man, I love my wife to death, but she has a fucking huge target painted on her head when
My
it comes
God.
to that kind of thing.
Their comments were the most astute things I've ever heard.
So there was a really big chubby guy who started hitting on her, and then he was like, "Maybe you can get me a job," like because she
Like,
was
you
just
look
all
like
like
you
prim
get
and
me a
proper.
job.
There's a lot of people that were like, they just kept saying that she looked very employed.
Like,
Yeah.
She was like, you're
Yeah,
very
so
gainfully employed.
employed.
It's hilarious.
And the one dude at the end who like, you know, he's just in all black. He's got like this really scraggly beard. He has like a beanie on, and he's like, don't give me that look. Don't like. Okay, you have a job. Like, don't fucking be so high and mighty. Like, that was one of my favorite parts.
yeah, those guys, it was a good set. And God bless my wife. She was a good sport about
Yeah.
it. But when I got home, she's like, that's why I hate comedy clubs. They always pick on me. I was like, I know, I love it. I love it so
Well,
much.
Well, when you
buddy.
sit that close, I think we all knew. We're like,
know,
oh, here we go.
it's hard.
It's gotta go.
There are anywhere, any front row of any club is going to be a different experience, right? Comedy club, strip club, you're getting that unique experience
something
for
unique,
sure.
yeah.
And my wife got that in spades last night. Andy, you could totally do it though.
Nah.
You could. You could.
30
You just
second
gotta
reviews,
get-
man.
Dude, that's your character. All you have to do is get up there. All you have to do is not be afraid to fucking bomb.
I would
That's it.
need like people who follow me on
cares?
Twitter to be in the crowd to
You can
get it.
that. You can get that though.
To get it.
We can make that happen. See, I'm with you, dude. Let's
Yeah.
fucking scheme this
All
shit.
right.
Let's stack the deck. We good.
right.
We good.
I mean, but honestly, like that's
30
what you
second
do
set.
eventually, right? Like there aren't a lot of comedians that are big that don't tweet about their fucking show. Of course, you want people who know you and like you and have seen you before or are familiar
Absolutely.
with your work to come.
You want people to
Of
want to
course.
laugh at the shit. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing with the
absolutely.
Hassan Minaj special
Yeah.
that I keep talking about. Like, his deck was fucking stacked. You
Oh,
look
yeah.
in that crowd and you're like, all of these people went to school
Oh,
with
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
You know, it's the same with anything. Billboard, Joe Rogan, any of those specials, they are bringing people in that like love these people. They're not randomly going, "Hey, have you ever heard of Bill Burr?" And someone goes, "No," and they go, "Okay, cool, come on in and laugh at this guy."
Well,
you've
that was
never
the thing when
heard of
Elliot
before." It's
Morgan
not
was
happening.
doing his
For the
stand-up
next
special.
topic, I have to pee already. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay. Go for it.
Elliot Morgan, when he was doing his stand-up special, was doing the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna
Have
be
you
doing
watched
this thing.
it?
Come to,
Elliot Morgan's?
yeah, I started. I didn't finish it. It's
I
not because
need
it's
to.
bad. I just got
I
caught
really,
up.
now I'm inspired to watch this because like this whole thing is
He's
so
funny. Elliot's funny.
He is. He's very funny.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting to me because I now I know you can do it. It's funny because me and G have been watching a
Yeah.
lot of stand-up comedy on Netflix and HBO over the last couple months. And there's so many times where we're being the armchair critics of it and we're just like, you know, I don't like this or I do like that or whatever. And it always comes back to like, do you think you could do better than that? It's gonna happen. And I more often than not throw you out there. I'm like, Nick could do better than this. Like this is before you even do it. I'm like, no, Nick could do it. And there was a question where for a while she's like, I don't think you guys can. Like you guys are good at what you do.
Right.
But I don't know that you can do this. And last night she was like, fuck man, like Nick can definitely do it. I mean, even at Kind of Funny Live, she was just like, holy shit, she definitely could. And like I'm convinced you could do it too.
Oh, you could. You
Very
all could. You both
easily.
could. You both
I think
could. If you
I'd
wanted
be
to, you guys
different, though.
but you guys have the mentality of like, if you wanted to do something, you figure out how to crush it. You figure out how to do it. You
Yeah.
both do. And that's something that like inspires me like throughout beyond fucking belief is like, I'm like, I know that if Greg Miller wanted to do this tomorrow, like you would not do what I had to do. I have to do this thing where I have to like slowly dip a toe in. You would just say fucking go up on
dive in.
stage.
Go
You would
for
literally just be like, cool, I'll just do it open mic tonight. Go up on stage. I'm like,
What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
So who's
exactly.
heard of my dog Portilla? If you don't know about this big, here's what happened. So
like-
last night I'm having sex, and we put him on the ground. We say go to bed, but we forgot, of course, that he doesn't have a bed in the bedroom. So what did this idiot do? Walked over there, peed on the ground, started rubbing his face on it. Had to stop having sex. Take care of this dog. That's my time. See y'all later.
Done. I mean, seriously.
That was excellent. No,
That was
You
good.
could definitely
that was
do
good.
it.
All right, fine. Cool,
Wanna
Greg,
do it?
sign me up.
Let's
No,
go.
I'm good. I know it's one of those things where I watch stand-up specials. I feel like it's a weird thing to say. I feel like I grew up watching stand-up. I remember that was always the thing of like on the weekends when it got late, Friday Fox would run stand-up specials from the Comedy Store or whatever, and then I was watching Comedy Central nonstop and SNL and all that stuff. And so I have a deep appreciation for it.
Sure.
I don't have the passion for it.
Yeah, that's-
like
I mean, that's
like
okay.
watching what you do, and like when we walked in yesterday, I walked in with Jen behind me, and I saw all of you guys, and I was like, oh, and I saw you off in the corner, like at the window, like talking to yourself, like
Yeah.
running the set, and I was like, oh shit, I'm like, hey
He's
guys,
fucking into
and then
this.
Jen just went, I'm like, honey, and she was gone over to you. I'm like, he's clearly in the middle of
no,
something.
No,
Don't- yeah.
I just I just take the opportunity to kind of run through it.
My favorite thing was walking in and just seeing, oh shit, Nick has a second family.
All those
Everyone
guys.
here, there, dude, like fucking Tony Starks, he's all about you, man.
He's a
Starks.
great guy. It's interesting. It is weird though, interesting that it's a click thing. Like there's a lot of these guys have been doing open mics together for years, and they're not very accepting of other people.
No, man,
not in a bad
I read
way.
that
Like they're
too
dicks.
in a lot of ways. Like,
But-
and I could just tell there's some people where I'm like, and again, it gives me flashbacks of like hip hop shit,
Yeah.
like shows I've
Yeah.
been to where everyone in the audience is a rapper, and it's like that shit's not fun.
No.
Rap's different than comedy.
Yeah,
with
no,
that,
I mean,
'cause
I
rappers
imagine
like
it's a lot
everyone
more
wants to be the
brutal.
coolest person in the room, and that's not cool.
Comedy's cool. It's just most people. It's the same like anything else. It's like, why should I care about you? You know, I'm not. No one's ever been a dick to me ever in the months that I've been doing this. But there is a general like, you're probably gonna quit. So why should I care about you? You know, you're
Interesting,
probably gonna.
interesting.
It's the same in jiu-jitsu where people are like, you're cool, but I'll see
I've
if you
seen
stick
people
around for a
broken.
few months until you get hurt, and then maybe you won't come back, and that's just the way it goes.
We're proud of you, Nick. I'm glad you're doing this.
Thanks, guys.
And that's what
Appreciate
I was
your
saying
support.
earlier is like, you're one of the few people I know who sets goals and then achieves them. I remember when you're like, I want to do this is the pilot idea I have for a cartoon. And then you fucking made kind of an animated series. And then you're like, I want to get over anxiety and I want to do the MMA stuff that I was jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You went and
Big
did
difference.
that. And now you're doing and you're fucking great. You're a good guy.
Appreciate it.
And soon,
Thank you guys.
ish, with no actual release date, you'll have a special on Netflix. Calling it now.
All right, deal.
All right.
I'm in.
Greg here, still sinking. Click here to subscribe. Click here to watch other episodes of the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to go to our Patreon page, and then click over there to go to Kind of Funny. Oh, still going now. Go to Kind of Funny Games. All right. Well.